Hi, and welcome to the Bharani Nakshatra. It is 13 degrees, 20 minutes to 26 degrees, 14 minutes Aries. All right. Now, it is a Venus dominant nakshatra, and Venus is a lot more complicated than people think. A lot of people think it's just about love, beauty, and harmony and balance. But truth be told, underneath all that, there is an emphasis on broad intelligence, on spiritual knowledge, and on analysis, on critique. Okay, with this particular Venus dominant nakshatra, not only does Bharani have a true knowledge of the world, what makes it tick and what truly assimilates, it also has a knowledge of people. And Bharani, unlike other Venusian signs, will pretty much vocalize that at any opportunity it sees fit, right? Bharanis can be very difficult to argue with because of the fact that they know not only people's psychology, but they know people's egos and what challenges those egos. So usually when a Bharani is a younger person, they open their mouths to challenge other people. And quite often, because Bharani values integrity and values self-discipline, they can mistake that for integrity and self-discipline, when really there's a part of them that enjoys knowing about people's flaws and knowing about people's, inner workings, and kind of weaponizing that to win arguments. There's a part of Bharani that likes to do that, especially when they're younger. Now, Bharani is not all ego though. This is the thing about them. Bharani is an ambitious nakshatra, but it's not ambitious in the sense that it wants to basically prove its own ego. This is the one area, like career is the one area where Bharani is not doing it for their own ego. They're not doing it to prove something to themselves. They're not doing it because they need to be better than somebody else. If they ever get involved in something career-wise, they are purely doing it because they love it, because it's something that they're passionate about, because it's something that they want to do. So when it comes to that, Bharani has no ego. When it comes to the master of whatever craft they're involved in, they will not challenge the master. Ever. It doesn't matter what the master is doing. Like Bharani, this is the one time where Bharani will not challenge the master. They will not challenge people that they look up to, because as far as they're concerned, the people that they look up to, they provide the core tenets of what they do with their craft, with their work, with their career. So Bharani will never challenge the master if they can possibly help it, or they will never challenge anybody that they see as stronger than themselves, right? So yes, there is a part of Bharani that does enjoy challenging other people's egos, challenging other people's malaise. But there's also, when it comes to their career, there's a part of them that's like, no, I look up to this person. I admire this person. I respect this person. I'm not going to disrespect this person. So there is a part of Bharani that they will lock down that need to challenge egos in order to actually respect people that they look up to. Okay, so yeah, so Bharani likes to challenge other people's egos, except for when it comes to their career. When it comes to their career, they're not challenging anybody. They're getting on with their work. Now, Bharani is the star of restraint, and it also means bearing and she who bears. So there's a feeling of, there's a feeling of kind of, there's a feeling that Bharani has of genuinely wanting people to live up to their potential. And I think that's another part of the reason why Bharani can be so critical. I feel like they're not the only ones that they want to live up to their potential. Bharani's potential, it's like they don't just want themselves to live up to their potential. They want other people to live up to their potential and rise to their highest level. Because when you're talking about bearing children, you're talking about bringing them forth into the world at their fully realized potential. And that is something that Bharani throughout their lives attempts to do with other people, bring out the best in them. It's just that the way that they do it the joy that they get out of flipping other people's egos around on them, that can actually get in the way of them doing what they actually want to do, which is to bring out the best in people ultimately through discipline and through hard work. Now, Bharani at 20 degrees is where Saturn is in full, meaning that Bharani is the foundation of Saturn. The foundation of Saturn being integrity, being doing whatever it takes for what you truly love, right? And working extremely hard and kind of polishing yourself against sandpaper, meaning hardships, enmity, people being disrespectful. All of these things are things that you sharpen yourself against rather than directly challenge. Like, you sharpen yourself against these things in order to smooth away any imperfections that get in the way of your beauty. So that is what Bharani represents. Bharani is the foundation of Saturn. Bharani is the foundation of hard work. They are the foundation of effort, the foundation of sacrifice, even the foundation of spiritual devotion. You can't have any of these things on lock if you don't know what you love, if you don't have integrity, and you don't have self-respect. You can't be an exemplary worker without these things. You can't have order without these things. And when Bharani has these things and they know how to utilize it, they can be very organized people, very sort of ordered people. They know exactly what they want and they know exactly, you know, what they want to do, right? So Bharani can be very organized as well and very ordered, because again, they're in touch with what they love and what is true to them or true for them. They're in touch with these things, which means they might naturally have less of a problem with order than other nakshatras. Okay. There is a lot is made of Bharani being young or looking young. I would actually argue that that's more of an Ashwini thing. Okay, that's more of an Ashwini thing. It's more of, okay, with Bharani, it's more like again, it's about fulfilling your core potential. It's more like Bharani chip away at themselves in order to find that youth within themselves. So like plastic surgery, makeup, hair's got to be right. So, you know, exercising and stuff like that. Whereas Ashwini, they just naturally have it, right? They naturally have that youthfulness. They naturally have that glow. But Bharani, they tend to chip away at themselves in order to find that youthfulness within. So like the undying youth thing I found in real life is more of an Ashwini thing than a Bharani thing. Bharani will chip away at themselves in order to find that inner youthfulness. Once again, that's about penance, and that's about removing your own flaws in order to be satisfactory to your own standards. Okay. Now, as Bharani gets older, two things will happen. The first thing is that they will become more focused on helping other people. They will become more socially conscious. You know, still have that Aryan selfishness or that Aryan self-centeredness, I'm not going to lie, but they will become more socially conscious. They will become more socially aware of the world. They will become less self-involved, all right? They will focus more on helping other people. The Jaguar Wright is a very good example of somebody with a Bharani placement who in the end turned out to do that. She went from being completely focused on her career to wanting to help other people get out of that trap of the industry and wanting to help other people like make their way forward in the world without relying on an abusive industry to do it. So that's one example of a Bharani native who uses what she has. I believe she's a Sun Bharani, who uses what she has in order to help other people. And that's a very typical thing that Bharani does. Help other people with their art or help other people with their words. That's what Bharani ends up doing in the end. And although Bharani still challenges people, they do it from a different angle as they get older. They do it from a different place. Whereas when a Barony person is younger, they challenge people's egos for the need to be in control ultimately. Barony challenges people to be challenged. As Barony gets older, they don't want to be the only one in the room telling everybody what's what. They want to be challenged. They want to feel like they're actually learning something. They want to feel like they're actually growing. They want to feel like they're actually moving forward. And they know they can't do that if nobody's challenging them and nobody's telling them, look, this is what's what. And they want you to do it from a place of integrity as well. That's the only catch-22 with a Barony, is that if you're going to challenge them, they want you to do it from a place of integrity and not from a place of necessarily unbalanced emotions, right? They want you to do it from a real place. And that's when they'll kind of sit down and relax and be like, okay, I hear what you're saying. So yeah, Bharani is a very complex nakshatra. Bharani is a nakshatra that wants to be heard. So it is the most vocal of the Venus dominant nakshatras. But yeah, Bharani wants to challenge itself. Every step of the way it wants to challenge itself. Always wants to be the one that is renewing themselves, making themselves new, growing, changing, and evolving. So that's it. That was Bharani Nakshatra. I am Empress Justice, and I will see you when it's critical time. Okay, take care. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.